What's up, guys? It's Lenny, your fan of stuff to you, and today I'm gonna be coming at you with quite an insane combo, okay? And this combo is really interesting because it combines two archetypes that you wouldn't like necessarily think work together, but they actually kind of do in like a really weird way. But it's actually awesome. And this, I'm calling it the Christmas Miracle is the deck because I came up with the combo yesterday night, right in the first couple hours of Christmas. And the combo is actually really, really insane. It does like some wild stuff, takes advantage of two archetypes that have no business working together, but they do for some reason. And it uses a bunch of new support cards that are really, really broken, especially in combination with this archetype. Now, a lot of the cards in the deck, I would say, are not amazing draws. You wouldn't want to like draw and like necessarily too many of the combo pieces. But what's really good about the deck is that there's so many ways to continue using these combo pieces regardless of if you draw them, because you get extra normal summons, you get specials from hand for cards you would rather have special directly to the deck, and you're just abusing a lot of your deck to get out like an insane, almost unbreakable board that's just really, really, really strong, and it's actually insanely awesome. Now, the two archetypes that we're combining together, you ready for it? Are you ready for this? Teller Knights and Crystal Beast. I guess Tellers instead of Teller Knights because we use some of the Constellar slash Teller support. So Crystal Tellers, it's so good. And the reason why I think it's really good, and it's honestly probably better than just straight Teller Knights, is because one of the big things for almost all the Teller Knight combos, first of all, the Talonite combos, the problem with them is they don't have a way to set up really well, okay? They don't have like amazing setup. They have a couple of good cards that like let them combo. Just Sheraton is really good because you get to search Caduceus into Twinkle and do some cool stuff. But if you open like Altair, you can't really do anything with him. Deneb is kind of a dead card in your hand unless you go Vega, but then like you're kind of slowing yourself down. The reason why this deck I find is better is because the purpose of the Teller Knight combo is to get out 3 level 4 monsters, basically. And then once you get out 3 level 4s, you summon Deltaros, Deltaros pops himself, activates his ability, specials from the deck, and you start going off by just constantly recycling Deltaros. Now, the issue is that when you're doing this in pure Tellers, is that you're using a lot of your Teller Knight abilities or your Teller abilities to get that first Deltaros out. And that kind of takes away from some of the punch that you have with the deck. You have to probably use Altair to set it up, maybe a Nuclei, probably use your continuous spell right away to get out the Delta Rose because you're gonna go into Caduceus, put M7 on top, and then D rank it down to Delta Rose, and then be able to go off. What's really good about the Crystal Beast engine is that it doesn't require you to use any Tellarknight cards. It almost doesn't require you to have monsters in your hand at all to be able to go off. And Crystal Beast are really good at summoning like a bunch of level 4s, but then doing nothing with them. They don't really have anything they can do with these level 4s once they've been summoned. So it's really cool to be able to see the synergy between a deck that can summon a bunch of stuff but doesn't have anything to do with them, and this deck that needs this one piece to get to go off to then be able to start spamming on the board and get a bunch of negation and strength on the board, or OTK potential and just crazy amounts of stuff. So it works really well in that way where one part of the deck sets up the other part of the deck, and they use their resources in tandem to be able to create this insane board, like crazy end board type stuff. Because like I said, the Crystal Beasts are good at getting out level 4s, and all the Teller Exceeds that are good are generic level 4s. They require generic level 4s. So you're just like exceeding Pegasus and Cobalt Eagles on top of each other to get out Delta Rolls, and then popping it, Altair comes down, Reborn Delta Rolls, Link 2, Altair, and then you get out like Deneb. Deneb searches you something, Link again, get more searches, more pops. You're getting Lyra gets you the Continuous brings you back Delta Rolls, relink, like insane stuff. And Delta Rose with Link summoning, that card is muy bueno. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the combos. I'm going to commentate over them, and hope you guys enjoy them. So let's get right into that. So the first combo that I'm going to be showing you, it relies on warriors and having Carbuncle in hand. And I'm going to go over why the Crystal Beast support is so good for this, and how it kind of all works in tandem together with this warrior engine. And we're going to start off obviously at the beginning, summoning out Neospatian Connector and getting out our Aqua Dolphin from the deck, which is already really good because we can get rid of Ash in their hand. Now Isolde is one of the main parts of the deck, because the new Crystal Beast card that's going to be coming out, I don't know when down the line, but it's an equip spell, and it is absolutely broken. And so Isolde can dump the equip spell and then summon Renaud out the deck, who's going to be able to re-add the equip spell back to your hand. And this equip spell is so broken with Crystal Beast Carbuncle, and I'm going to show you, you're going to see why right here. So the amazing thing about the Crystal Beast equip spell is that not only does it summon anything from your grave or your hand, it's a special summon, like as an equip spell, which is already really good. It places 2 Crystal Beasts from your deck face up on your field, and then summons afterwards, which basically means one of the big problems with, well, one of the things with Crystal Beasts is they all miss timing, right? They're all when you can, as you can see here. Look, when this card is special summoned, you can, right? Even Sapphire Burgers, when this card is summoned, you can. So they all miss timing. So the wording on Golden Rule is really good because it makes Carbuncle not miss timing, which basically means that Carbuncle plus Golden Rule is 2 specials from the deck, 1 from the grave or hand, and then you get to put Rainbow Dragon and another Crystal Beast in your spell trap, which is another special from the deck. So it's like 3 specials from the deck, search a card, and be able to set up a Crystal Beast face up in your spell and trap, which is already good for the archetype, but this adds so much more power into it. And then from here, obviously, Rainbow Dragon's going to get us another level 4 from the deck. It doesn't matter which one, and we go for Delta Rose. And you're going to see here why getting Delta Rose out with non-Tellar Knight cards is so good. Because now we can go for Altair, Reborn Delta Rose, and Delta Rose plus all those random jank monsters we had is going to get us Appaloosa. Next we summon Lyra. Lyra gets continuous, Reborn Delta Rose again, Link summon. We're going to special out Deneb now. Deneb is going to search out Altea from the hand, go for Gaga Magician. What are we doing? We're reborning Delta Rose again, link into another link too. Delta Rose trigger, get Vega. Vega special Altea from hand. We're going to go into Constellar Caduceus. We get to add back 2 monsters from our grave to our hand, right? This guy's considered a Constellar and this guy is a Satellar. So our next turn play is already set up. Like, if he somehow breaks this board, next turn we can go into more rank 4s. I know most of our extra deck's going to be used, but the point is that you can still go into more plays afterwards. And it's still, like, pretty good, right? You can go into, like, another Caduceus from your extra deck, return some of your Exceeds back to your extra deck if you needed to, and then go for those Exceeds on top of it. But anyways, then we're going to use Caduceus, banish Altea, get another Reborn Delta Rose again. Altea comes back, and we're going to link 2 into IP Masquerena. It doesn't matter what it is. I just used IP Masquerena because it's a good link too. And you just go for literally any single link 2 at all. We get a special summon of Altair from the deck, and then we get Trigate Wizard. And the reason why we didn't use our Exceed monster to link directly into Trigate is because now we go M7 on top, a continuous spell, summon Constellar Diamond, and now we have this basically like insanely unbreakable board unless they have like Dark Ruler No More. But aside from like Dark Ruler No More, this board is basically unbreakable. So now we're getting into the next combo here, and this one, just to show you, you don't have to open warrior monsters or have like this crazy, oh, I had my whole engine ready from my deck to be able to go off. This is just using 2 pretty generic Crystal Beast cards that are both searchable, that you have 3 searchers for both. You have like 6 searchers for both, actually, on top of having more draws in your hand and a bunch of other stuff you can do. So this isn't like a super impossible combo to be able to open up. It's actually pretty consistent. So we have Crystal Bond as like to start off the set, and we're going to be putting Carbuncle into our field. Remember, the equip spell specials from hand or graveyard. So even if Carbuncle gets popped or put onto the grave, you can still reborn it and be able to pull off this combo. So next we're going to normal Pegasus with our extra normal summon, get ourselves Rainbow Dragon. He's going to get us a free level 4. Our Crystal Ultimates, which we searched for, is going to get us the 3rd level 4, and we go into Delta Rose as usual. Delta Rose pops himself. We're going to get Altea out the deck. Then Altea is going to reborn Delta Rose. And what are we doing now? We're just looping Delta Rose. Ignoble Knight's gonna search us a random card just to chain block for the Delta Rose. Lyra gets his continuous spell. Reborn Delta Rose again. And that's basically, if you haven't noticed already, all we're doing is constantly reborning Delta Rose. Renaud, search back our equip spell, go into a fort, counter Appaloosa, Delta Rose SS from deck. We're going to be searching on Altea, and now we're going to put up 2 monsters and special Carbuncle from the grave, who's going to get us 2 more monsters, and then we're going to get ourselves an extra Crystal Beast in our Spell and Trap, which again, this isn't necessary. You don't have to get these extra cards into your Spell and Trap. It's just important that if you can, you should, because you can run the counter trap Crystal Beast that negates anything by popping a face-up Crystal Beast card. And these guys are obviously Crystal Beasts in the Spell and Trap, so you can negate anything with them. So you have extra Omni Negates on top of that if you want to run that package, which Rainbow Bridge of the Heart can search for if you happen to already open the combo. Now we're going to go into Caduceus, obviously double add back. And again, we haven't used our normal summon yet. Altair, obviously reborning Delta Rose. Use our normal summon Altea, Lyra special, reborn Delta Rose effect, get out another Vega. We're not going to use Vega's effect because we have a free summon, and we're at the exact same point as we were before. Caduceus into M7 into Diamond, and once again we have an insanely strong board that is basically unbreakable for most of the meta unless they open Dark Ruler no more, or like they're running like Lava Golem or something. But that like outs everything, so it's not really at that point you're not really talking about, oh, you have an out or whatever. It's like you just out everything, so it doesn't really matter. But this is just like insane board here. We got 4 negates on Appaloosa, 4 monster negates on Appaloosa, Omni negate on Trigate Wizard, monster negate on Pit Knight early. We have triple Dark Monster negate on Diamond. Our opponent can't send cards from the deck to the graveyard, and any card they want to recycle back to their hand gets banished instead. Like, what do you do versus this? It's just, you get demolished just straight up on board with this type of play. And you don't even have to go for Diamond right away. You can go into Ptolemy, you can go into Ptolemaeus, and then on your opponent's turn, detach 3 because you attached 1 from your extra deck to him. Detach 3, go into Pleiades or Diamond, whatever you want, and then Altea gets reborn and can pop any card. So you get an extra pop on top of that if you don't need the monster negates, right? Like versus Flanderies or whatever. You don't need the extra monster negates, so why have them? Just go into something else and then get a pop on your turn. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys these combos because this deck is really awesome. It was really fun to come up with the combos, and I can see some really, really awesome stuff going through. I'll probably make a deck profile within the next week. There's a lot of options for this deck. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I would say the biggest brick in the deck, if you want to actually try playing this deck, is Rainbow Dragon. If you draw this card, it kind of ruins a lot of your plays, but almost anything else is fine. Like literally almost anything else is fine. Because if you open too many Satellar Knight monsters, you can kind of just play Satellar Knights and just that you're just doing regular Satellar Knight stuff, which is not the best, but it's okay. But if you open basically any Crystal Beast stuff, you get free Delta Rolls into spam the board to get all kinds of negates out. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.